Hello, my dear listeners. Welcome to another episode of this podcast series, From Rudyard to Ruskin. My name is Aditi, and what I'm here to do is walk you into a world of stories, reflections, and vignettes from the natural world around us. Now, because the series is about nature, it cannot be just about its beauty and its magnificence. We know only too well that all is not well in the world of nature. Climate change, global warming, sustainability, climate refugees, these words have become a part of our daily vocabulary. Now, just earlier this week, as I watched the live streaming of the first round of matches at Wimbledon, I was taken aback by the number of hand fans, large hats, and ice packs at the court. It was the hottest opening day in the history of the tournament. And then, a friend from Paris writes in to say that the canicule or heat wave has driven fear into the hearts of Parisians. My friend has closed the shutters of her window to block out the sun. But even that doesn't seem to be helping. She is now considering a plunge in the Seine River to beat the heat. Sitting on the border of Europe and Asia, Turkey is now in the news for its raging wildfires. And at home in India, we are dealing with changing climate patterns throughout the year. Now you may ask, why am I telling you all this? This is not a news bulletin. Well, I'm telling you all this because the world is changing rapidly. And this fast changing world needs soldiers who will help save the planet. And the love and respect for nature, its gifts, its species, all this will come from not just first-hand exposure to nature, but from also reading and absorbing the goodness of thought-provoking literature. So, today's book is The Young Earth Lover's Book of Nature, Stories, Poems, Essays, edited by Deepa Agarwal. The title is fairly self-explanatory. This is an anthology that brings together voices from various walks of life: science, literature, poetry, natural history, and so on. So, who all do we have here? We have Charles Darwin, we have Lord Tennyson and Rabindranath Tagore. We have Mark Twain. We have Jim Corbett. We have Whitaker. We have Vivek Menon. We also have Sarojini Naidu and we have Ranjit Lal. Now, I'll run out of time if I start reading the whole list of 44 names. Anyway, you must have gathered by now that this book is like a priceless casket of nature writing. Different styles, different forms, different eras, different perspectives. From cover to cover, this collection is a masterpiece with beautiful illustrations by Damini Gupta. You see her work and you immediately feel a twinge in your heart. Those trees, those leaves, those butterflies, those birds. You see them and you realize what we stand to lose if the world keeps hurtling down the path of destruction. And then there are the words, dipped in pure love for nature, peppered with longing, pain, amazement, and also trepidation. You feel the lament in William Wordsworth's poetry when he asks, "What man has made of man?" In lines written in early spring, the great romantic poet says, "I heard 1,000 blended notes, while in a grove I sate reclined, in that sweet mood when pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts to the mind." Another beautiful poem in this collection is Sarojini Naidu's Coromandel Fishes. Now, in this poem, she creates a realistic and vivid picture of a coastal community going about its day, waking up at the crack of dawn, gathering fishing nets from the shore, and sailing into the glistening waters of the sea in catamarans. Naidu writes that the sea is our mother The cloud is our brother, the waves are our comrades all. From the gentle roar of the seas, I now turn to Lord Tennyson's prattling brook that slips, slides, glooms, and glances. The brook is home to a lusty trout and a grayling. It steals sweet forget-me-nots that grow for happy lovers and slips between ridges and 100 bridges in its journey towards the river. Magical, isn't it? I find the same magic in Whitaker's concern for sea turtles and the challenges of marine conservation. Her words don't paint a rosy picture. But not everything about nature, I said this earlier, is rosy any longer. There is a desperate need to act now. And essays in this collection underscore that appeal. So Vivek Menon writes, "We human beings, in many ways, are the most vulnerable species on earth. This is because we are increasingly losing connection with nature, and therefore ending up not knowing how to survive natural disasters. With so many natural calamities still befalling so many parts of the world, you must have wondered why technology does not protect us more during typhoons and cyclones, earthquakes and volcanoes. When the tsunami swept through southern India in 2004, the antelopes in Point Calumet Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu, the place where I started my ecological studies in 1987, ran through the center of the village. We wondered why the deer were running, a village elder told me later. And then the tsunami struck. The antelopes were an early warning system. Nature was warning us that another part of nature was about to strike in a large-scale and devastating manner. But we have forgotten to listen to nature's warnings, or even its music. I will end the review with a few lines from Robert Frost's poem, Desert Places. Snow falling and night falling fast, oh fast in a field that I looked into going past, and the ground almost covered smooth in snow, but a few weeds and stubble showing last. The woods around it have it. It is theirs. All animals are smothered in their lairs. I am too absent-spirited to count. The loneliness includes me unawares. This brings us to the end of another episode. From Rudyard to Ruskin is our humble endeavor to make you, dear listener, think and care for the planet we inhabit. We are a part of podcast Azim Premji University. You can find us on multiple platforms: SoundCloud, YouTube, and Spotify. To know more about Azim Premji University, follow the link below.